What's cooking, my rock and rollers? Today we're going to jump right into it, do a little quick video. We are going to be talking about the last two episodes of the newest season of Primal, which I've done a few videos on my channel on. But today we're going to talk about the two newest episodes, episodes 6 and 7. So let's get into it. Episode 6 was the one that premiered, last week? And basically the main thing that happened was Spear, Fang, and the others finally defeated, not finally, but they defeated the, like the hyena hog creatures. And that was pretty much it. That was like the main thing that happened in the episode. The fight was cool, all the, blood and everything. Yes, with the fight, like I said, Spear took a few of them out. It was cool seeing Fang take out like the big, like the mama hyena. That was pretty cool. The other part of the episode which I really liked was Spear is still trying to like jumpstart Fang's memories, like, hey, like, remember me? Like, there's one scene where he brings her water, she just looks at him and roars at him, so he goes, oh man, that doesn't work. So he goes back and gets like, like these little like bugs, grub for her to eat, and again, she doesn't take it, but of course the children do. The little baby T-Rexes, man, they're so adorable and awesome. They come up and drink all the water, the food. That was cool. And then that's pretty much all that episode is. Not much really happened. That's why I didn't do a video about it. The episode ended with like Mira getting not knocked out, but like a scar on her leg. She got injured, so she was kind of, asleep from the pain, I guess. And that's where the episode ended. And now we'll move into episode 7, which is the one that came out a few days ago. And man, a lot of stuff happened in this one. Let's get right into it. So episode 7 starts off with, it was this cool shot of like Fang running. You see like the camera kind of moving, and you look back, you see the babies and Spear all running, and you can tell that Mira is on top of Fang, and they're like rushing her to the village to so she can get some help. It jumps to the next scene, and they get to the village. They set Mira down, like the shaman doctor like leans in to see if she's okay, and she is. She looks back and smiles at everybody, and like Fang and the babies and everything, and they all say, okay, cool, like it's all good, like she's safe. The next scene is the villagers outside start freaking out, and we see that like the zombie Spear stumbles in, and the villagers are freaking out. Oh my god, what is that? They're throwing food at him and like spears. And there was one funny scene where like a warrior dude stabs Spear through the chest, and of course he's a zombie, so he can't feel anything. He just turns around and like bitch slaps the dude clear across like the pavement. That was pretty funny. Again, the villagers keep throwing spears, they keep throwing rocks at him because they don't know who he is, they don't remember him. So Spear has to run over like the edge of the cliff rock thing, and he runs down and he's escaping the villagers. He runs in the forest like, okay, I'm safe. The next scene transitions into like a huge thunderstorm starts coming up, and starts raining, and the whole place is like dark and dreary. It's nighttime. Spear walks up, and we get this awesome silhouette shot of Spear standing in the rain with like the glowing red eyes and like the bone hand you can see. Oh, it just looks so cool. He stumbles back in, everyone's inside, away from the rain, and he stumbles back in, looks around, and he sees like the hut where Mira is, and he sees light coming from the bottom, so he walks there. But Fang steps in front of it, and we get this shot from the trailer, which I think, if I remember correctly, this was the only shot from the main season 3 trailer that we haven't seen yet in the show up until this point. This is like the last one that they showed that was in that trailer, so that was cool. So that really means the next 3 episodes are going to be all brand new footage. We haven't seen anything. I think, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that means the next 3 episodes are going to be all brand new footage, which is going to be so awesome. The scene continues, obviously Fang steps in front, like I said. She stares at Spear, he stares back. She roars at him, and he doesn't move, and starts yelling back, and getting like this cool screaming match. The villagers start showing up with the torches and pitchforks, all charging Spear. He runs away over that wall again, down the cliff, runs in the forest. He thinks he's safe, he's like huffing and puffing, he looks back. This time they follow him in the forest, so he's not safe, he runs even further. The scene then transitions to Mira sitting upright, like she's just she's woken up from her, like, not rest, but like, getting knocked out because of the battle, and, the baby's still okay and everything. And she looks around outside, no one really is doing anything. She looks over and she sees like all the guards standing guard looking down, and she looks at the forest wondering like, hey, what's going on? And then the next scene, that kid, I don't know the name of it, that little, Afro kid that was in the hyena hog pit that one of the hyenas took a couple episodes ago, comes back and hugs Mira, and it starts to explain to her. This is actually pretty funny. starts like acting out the events what happened. Like she starts walking like ooh, like spear and doing the T-Rex or Fang. That was pretty cool to jog Mira's memory. Like, hey, this is what happened. Like, this is why everyone's acting up. Mira understands it, grabs the spear, decides to go get him. Fang and the babies look like, hey, what are you doing? You're not gonna leave without us. And they go find Spear. The next scene is probably my favorite scene of the whole series so far. Maybe not series, definitely the season. Series is a high bar, but definitely the season. So Spear is walking. He's safe from the villagers for now. He stumbles into like this waterfall area, and he looks at his reflection in the mirror, and he freaks out because he finally sees what he looks like. But he starts looking again, and the longer he looks, the old Spear like starts looking back, like he sees the old, like, his real self, so to speak, in the water's reflection, and he freaks like, oh, what? And he's looking around, like looking left and right, all the different waterfall streams, and one of them he sees Fang, like a reflection of Fang, who's not there. It's just like in his memory, looking at him. She roars, it kind of scares him. He walks back into the waterfall, like into the cave. Now this was cool. He runs into like, I don't know what you describe it, like a spirit Fang? That's the only way I can describe it. Like, it's not real. She's not really there, but it's like an amalgamation with his memory or something like that. I thought it was super cool, like this blue glow. It looks really cool, especially in motion. So he puts his hands up, hey, like, don't eat me, like, I'm a good guy. And the scene that followed was pretty good. So he's trying to like jog Fang's memory to remind her like, hey, this is who I am. And he sees like the old Spirit as reflection in one of the waterfalls behind him. He runs up to like align himself up with it, and shows like, hey, like, look, like, we're the same, we're twins, like, it's me. And she looks, nothing happens, and then there's this awesome scene where he runs behind the old, like the old Spirit. He runs behind that reflection. You see the old Spirit, and the new one pops out like, hey, like, see, like, we're the same, huh? And this clone Spirit Fang roars and it kind of freaks Spear out, and then we get this awesome shot right here. So we've seen this scene on multiple variations of the scene throughout the series, but we see Fang on the left. Spear puts his hand on her, like on her face, explaining her like, hey, I'm a good guy, I'm not here to hurt you. And it transitions between like the real Spear, like his human form, and the zombie Spear, like indicating it's the same person, yada yada, like I've said. And then this is another cool shot. So it's the classic scene, Spear and Fang's back, the Spear, yeah, going into battle, except it's the zombie Spear this time, like you just see like the bone hand, and you kind of light see him holding a spear in his left hand. And he starts like not really pretend fighting, but he sees like, I guess, visions, and he's fighting off the waterfall, and he falls off the waterfall into the water down below. The next scene transitions to like the other group, Mira, Fang, and the baby T-Rexes coming to the waterfall, looking up. Kind of Fang is sniffing, like, oh, she senses Spear's scent. Sorry. Mira freaks out when she looks at the waterfall cliff, like, oh my god, like, he probably fell over, like, oh my god. And then she finds this like part of his like the cloth that he did after he fought those like gremlin creatures in the cave. She finds that, and I think it was one of the babies finds it, gives it to her, and she obviously recognizes it, so she knows that he went this way. The next scene is the final scene of the episode, I should say. And this scene was very interesting for what the future, I guess not the future, but the next episode holds. Is you see Spear in like this, I guess, tar, like this mud tar is what I think it is, and he wakes up, he vomits out the tar, looks around, he's in like this volcanic, just dead area of whatever planet they're on or continent, and the ground starts shifting. He looks down, the ground breaks apart because it's like a volcanic setting, tectonic plates. He sees lava flowing through, and he looks around like, oh my god, what's this? And he has a really cool like flashback of like the zombie brontosaurus that him and Fang encountered in season 1, the one that was like it was infected by the virus, and they had to like kill it with lava. He has that not reflection, but that why can't I just memory? Let's just call it that. He has that memory. I don't know why it was, don't know why it took me so long, but whatever. He continues walking after he steps over like the rock. So like there's a rock and lava, he steps over it to the other side. He continues walking, and he uncovers and discovers like these like skulls on like posts in the ground, and there's multiple. Like this one looks like a monkey. You can see a humanoid-esque one looking on like the right one, another monkey one in the middle, I guess, and some other creature on the left. And the camera pans out, and there's this huge crater, and Spears on the other. So Spears right here, kind of in the bottom right on one side. He looks over, and we got this new, I guess, man-ape creatures, what it looks like to me anyway, like, which is gonna be super cool what this means for the next episode. And we do got a clip that was been online, I think it was IGN, where, let me see, let me pull it up here on my end anyway. So yeah, so the clip shows there's more of them. Like the episode ended with just one, but there's a whole like village of them all looking down. And this like old looking one, we're gonna all look kind of old, but this older looking one walks out with a crown, shows it up. They all kind of go, you know, wild, like ooh, indicating it's some kind of tournament style. And the other clip, maybe, no, that was another clip. This new clip is the one from IGN, I think, where it has this big clay-looking monster, and Spears jumping on him, fighting, and gets a big old club and clubs, and it's a huge tournament fight. So that's gonna be super interesting to see what happens. It reminded me, that one like short 1 minute clip reminded me a lot of that, I think it was season 1, where like Spear took like the Hulk juice and he fought the gorilla with the Triceratops skull. That was one of my favorite scenes in the whole show. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how that episode plays out, and also interesting because it's episode 7, so we got 3 more. Because I mean, they gotta have Spear regain like his human form at the end, right? Like they have to. Like, there's no way they wouldn't. Because I honestly, my first prediction was, I honestly thought that the show was gonna like end with like the hyena hogs. That was gonna be the rest of the season, but they wrapped that up in one episode. So I was like, oh wow, so like we have a whole new basic storyline I didn't expect last 4. This one, I just did the recap, and at least episode 8 looks like it's gonna be some tournament. So maybe I don't know, maybe these ape creatures have like a potion or something that Spear drinks and jogs his memory or something like that. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So that was basically my recap and review. I'm loving the season so far, but the bigger question is, what do you guys think? Please like and subscribe, comment below, and let me know.